Hello horror fans and welcome back to HorrorScoped. Today we'll be aiming to take you back to the 70s and 80s to ride the height of the glam rock phenomena. From Queen to David Bowie, we're going to show you the best of the stadium... Wait, oh, what's that? Freddy Fazbear, not Mercury. Well then, I guess we're heading to the Fazbear Mega Pizzaplex to take an electric ride into the story of Freddy's newest incarnation, Glamrock Freddy. Now, intro shenanigans aside, there's truly a link to be mentioned between these real-world rock icons and Freddy Fazbear, as well as the Pizzaplex at large. The entire building is dripping with the style, colors, and all the neon from the 80s. And the glam rock music genre, this current generation of animatronics is modeled after. Freddy Fazbear himself even sports markings and colors that the late, great David Bowie is iconic for, from the neon blue to the lightning bolt on his chest. It's almost like someone reached back into the past and plucked him right from that era. Even the synthesizer in their music tracks is a nice throwback to the electric era of rock and roll. That being said, style isn't the only thing that sets this version of Freddy Fazbear apart. This Freddy is good. I know what you might be thinking. This is Finest of Freddy's. There's never a truly friendly animatronic. Surely there's a betrayal in the end. Well, this one breaks the trend. From the onset, Glamrock Freddy is both welcoming and helpful to the protagonist, a young boy named Gregory. Freddy sticks with the kid through thick and thin, at great personal risk as we find out throughout the story. How can this be, you may be wondering? Well, there's a couple possibilities here. One is pretty straightforward, from a mechanical point of view. The other is a rabbit hole of a theory. Or two, which is probably really why you're here, right? The simplest explanation? Well, the game itself starts with a banging rock performance by the entire animatronic crew. During this set, Freddy suffers from a malfunction that causes the show to be cut short in order to assess what went wrong. This is about the time that Gregory and Freddy meets, as Gregory, at some point in all the chaos and commotion, snuck into the storage space within Freddy's chest. Intended for cakes and other surprises for children, it's a tight fit for an actual kid. Upon climbing out and introducing themselves to each other, Freddy offers to help him get out of the Pizzaplex before it closes down for the night. This is the point where we encounter the first possible reason for Freddy's apparent benevolence in this go-around. His malfunction. Typically when we hear malfunction on this topic of this game series, we automatically think of all the animatronics malfunctioning and going on a murderous rampage. Well, in this case, it may actually be an error that's preventing that from happening with Glamrock Freddy. If we step back a bit, as he starts to glitch out on stage, it seems like his vision paints someone in the crowd as a possible hostile, either Gregory, or more likely Vanny, who through past email messages with coworkers and recordings left by a therapist of all people, we learn has been hacking into systems and tampering with the programming of the animatronics. We covered Vanny in detail in an earlier video, so be sure to check that out if you're interested in more in-depth information regarding the malevolent lady in the bunny suit. There may even be more to come in the future on that topic. For now, back on track. When Freddy collapses after this attack on his systems, he reboots in safe mode. Safe mode, which, much like your own desktop, minimizes the amount of tasks being run by the computer, as well as prevents network access. This effectively cuts off any outside access to his systems outside of directly plugging in. This seems to be the most logical reason for not becoming a bloodthirsty maverick and disobeying the laws of robotics. But then, of course, there is the rabbit hole. The logical reasoning for why Glamrock Freddy was not corrupted is pretty sound, right? But why did Freddy reboot into safe mode, instead of going berserk like his counterparts? Well, it wouldn't be FNAF if there wasn't a discussion about souls, ghosts, and spirits. The main antagonist, William Afton, aka Springtrap, or any other trap, refuses to die, clinging to the mortal realm in spirit to avoid going to hell. Well, it's possible that on this go-around, he may not be the only one fending off the Reaper. There are two interesting theories having to do with the deceased, and how they may be intertwined with Glamrock Freddy. The first has to do with all the disappearances surrounding the Pizzaplex. Missing children, clearly murdered on the premises. Freddy frequently has dialogue in the game referring to his friends, and we could easily assume he simply meant the other animatronics, and he might. But what if it was deeper than that? There's a specific quote from Freddy when he and Gregory descend beneath the Pizzaplex that bears hearing. It reads as follows. I know what this is. I have been here before. She brought me here. I found myself for the first time when I cleared the path. I did not want to, but I had no choice. I have changed. My friends are here. They're so angry, confused, but I can protect you. End quote. She likely refers to Vanny, as she has largely been the one doing all of Afton's dirty work in this entry. This is the point where the two supernatural theories diverge. First comes the question of whether it's possible that one of the murdered children is in fact possessing Freddy. When speaking about his friends, he could mean the animatronics, the souls of their children possibly haunting the grounds, or potentially both, if some of the other children's spirits found refuge within the other robots. Clearly, the other animatronics are indeed angry and confused, but so too would be the souls of innocent children who were murdered. We will of course speak about Afton in greater detail in a later video, but his glitch trap incarnation has proven to not only be able to corrupt machinery, but living people as well, as we see with Vanny. This means their souls may have not been spared from the reprogramming that turned the animatronics hostile. As sad as this is, the second possibility may be even more viable due to his direct connection with Afton and how Freddy in general treats Gregory. That possibility? Michael Afton. Michael Afton is the son of William Afton, who possibly died on these very grounds, burned alive as a building was engulfed in flames. Freddy's line about finding himself down here could imply that he found the burned corpse of Michael in the rubble, while being forced to clear the path by Vanny. Those words could either mean that Freddy was at one point bound to Michael's soul, or perhaps Michael was already dormant within him and was reawakened at the sight of his grave. There is also the almost instinctual drive that Freddy has to protect Gregory, similar to that of a father and son, or in this theory's case, an older brother looking out for a younger sibling. Gregory may just remind Freddy/Michael of his younger brother that he should have protected in the past. Throughout the game, Freddy himself states that he is uncertain of why he feels compelled to help the young boy. Freddy also seems aware of Burntrap, Afton's current incarnation, and refers to him with a knowing he, with some disdain, as the villain attempts to hack his systems. Could it be that Michael is looking to atone for his past and the death of his brother? Some argue that Gregory is indeed the brother, the crying child who somehow lived. There's lots of different angles, but that is all the potential threads we have to go on for now. All in all, this version of Freddy Fazbear is the most interesting of the series, with his benevolent nature and the potentially deep undertones leading to it. What did you all think of Freddy's character this time? Do you believe he's the embodiment of Michael's spirit, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments below, subscribe for more Security Breach, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers!